Actually, I just took a job as a special ed teacher, so I'm actually looking forward to that. It'll be a transition for me. So I've been in corporate America for the last 5 years, so I'll actually be working in the school. I just feel like if we're going to change culture, we're going to change things, it's better to change it from the inside out instead of me coming from the outside in. So that's all new. I mean, it's not football, but that's new for me. Football-wise, it's just getting used to the kids getting used to me, them understanding our standards and things that we're trying to change there culturally. We want to have an effect with these kids outside of football, not just in school and in football, but in the community too as well. So we spent the first 4 months on the job that I've had doing a lot of community service. So we've been at the Community Harvest Food Bank. We fed 1,600 families there. We volunteered some time with the United Auto Workers with their fireworks show this summer. So there's a lot of opportunity for the kids to be involved with things outside of football, and I think that's what we're leaning into first. And then obviously if the X's and O's are good and we start to win games, that's even better.
100%. Well, to kind of spend those 4 months doing those important things, important principles, kind of walk me through for you as a coach to bring in, here's what I really want to, value in this team. Here's what I want to instill in these guys. What are those things?
So I call them the C's. So you got culture, you have community, and you have commitment. So those three things we're leaning into. So obviously I started talking a little bit about the community piece. We want them to be involved in the community, especially if we're going to ask, we need things. We have to get equipment, things like that. And so we want to try to fundraise. And if we're going to do that, we feel like we need to have our hand in the community first. So we go and we give to the community, and then we can ask for something. But we didn't want to do that backwards. So commitment is just people showing up on time, being a part of what we're doing, being adamant about what we're doing, and being 100% committed and involved. And the last part of it was community, commitment, and then culture. And so everybody talks culture. That's kind of like a tagline. You hear a first-year coach, he always says, we're changing culture. And so I like to say at Wayne, it's not changing culture. They had a culture there before. So we're just reinvigorating it and adding some things to it, putting our little spice and spins on certain things. So
yeah, well, kind of just going off of that, when people, kind of see this new Wayne team come out this year, what can they really expect, out of their guys as people, but also as a football team, what can they expect out of that?
Yeah, we want to play fast, we want to play hard, and we want to be disciplined. So we want to play under control. I call it controlled fire. I like to tell the kids all the time, you can use fire to cook your food or you can use it to burn your house down. We're trying to cook the food. So we want to play with fire but under control, and we want to play fast. And so those are the things we expect people to see if they were to come out to a game. We're inviting the community. We have a big alumni event coming up where we want a lot of the alumni to come back because we want them to be a part of what we're doing. So I think that's the first step in getting, ingrained into the culture there at Wayne High School, is to invite a lot of the alumni back and give them something to be proud of.
100%. Well, just for you to, in your first year, you look at things, whether that's football, whether that's, like you mentioned, teaching, just overall, what are you really most excited about for this first season and just kind of take over things your way?
I'm just excited to see where we are after so much time. You don't know until you know. So there's a lot of things in the first year that I'm learning as we go along. So I'm more excited about all the adventures that are going to be a part of this season, the ups, the downs. I'm talking to the kids right now. It's about how do we handle those moments when we're doing really well and when we're not. And so I'm more excited about how they take to that. It's like, how are they going to take to what we're trying to instill in them? So I'm excited to see what that looks like at the end of the season.
Sure. Well, kind of working with these kids throughout the summer, throughout practices, training, whatever, what have you really seen from this group? If you could describe, hey, here's what Wayne football fundamentally is going to look like. What is that for you?
I think it's a good group of kids. They're banded together. So that's one thing I realized early on is they like each other, which is good. I mean, you kind of want to start there. I mean, so that's a blessing that they do like each other. So there's some camaraderie there already that we don't have to create. So the more and more we do things off the field and we take kids to things like this, and we went to the leadership conference last week down in Indianapolis at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So it's taking kids, again, just like we talked about getting some help from the community. We want to help the community. We told our leaders on the team if we want them to be leaders, then we're going to go teach them how to be leaders. So we took them down to the leadership conference. So it's all of those things. I'm actually quite surprised at how well they're banded together already, and that's a good place to start.